Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Another massive attack conducted by the Russians on Ukraine last night from the 18th on the 19th of July 2025. Almost 400 missiles and drones again. First topic. Second topic. Australia, by my standards, declared war to Russia, I think a long time ago, but I think this confirms their declaration of war, which is Australia delivers Abrams 1 tanks to Ukraine. You help my enemy, you are my enemy, right there. Another one. The Russians advance in Sumy Oblast to create that buffer zone, and they occupy or take control, conquer, capture another settlement, and I'm going to show you maps as well. Poland scrambled jets during the massive missile drone attack conducted by the Russians. The reason why I'm covering and I'm waiting for the Poles to launch a missile or two over Ukraine in protecting their country on the airspace of Ukraine. This is why I'm covering the subjects related to Poland scrambling its own jets over Poland at this point until they receive the order shoot inside Ukraine. That's going to be obviously instituting a no-fly zone for the Russians. And the last topic is a very interesting situation. Let's say you are attacked, or not you, the country that you live in is attacked. How long before you get ready to defend your country? 6 months? A year? Only then you can scramble all the weapons you have and the units and all that? Or it's an immediate, preparation and you're ready the next second, you've been ready. Well, if we find out that the Patriot systems from Germany to get to Ukraine will take about 6 months. What is this? What is this? Well, I will try to answer that question. All right, let's start with the first topic, the massive missile and drone attack. Ukraińska Prawda. Saturday, July 19th, 2025. Russia attacks Ukraine with 379 drones and missiles. 208 destroyed, 136 go off radar. So that's what? 344. All right, so a majority. The Russians are reported to have attacked Ukraine with 379 aerial weapons on the night of 18th to 19th of July. Ukrainian air defenses have destroyed 208 of them, while another 136 have disappeared from radar. Disappeared because they hit a target or because they, disabled. Russia attacked with 344 drones, 12 Iskander-M KN-23 ballistic missiles, 8 Iskander-K cruise missiles, and 15 Kh-101 cruise missiles. Ukrainian defense reported they shot down 208 aerial assets, 185 Shahed-type loitering munition, 7 Iskander-M, I don't believe that, KN ballistic missiles, 7 Iskander-K cruise missiles, and 9 K-101 cruise missiles. I will tell you why I don't believe that, but let me finish this article. The hits of 5 missiles and 30 attack UAVs were recorded in 12 locations and downed aerial weapons hits in 7 locations. I made a video yesterday with the Russians claiming that the Patriot systems are really incapable to stop the Kinzhals. There were no Kinzhals here. Iskander-M, which this guy said they destroyed 7 of them, and a combination between some drones and Calibre cruise missiles, not ballistic, cruise missiles. Okay, I read an article today and I will make a video. I will incorporate that article in one of my videos today, where it is Wall Street Journal reporting that Patriot systems cannot face Russian missiles, which is Iskander-M missiles. They cannot handle them. So if Patriot systems cannot handle those, how in the hell you shoot 7 out of 8, I think it was, wasn't it? 7 out of how many did they launch? 8. 12 Iskander-M. That's almost 60%, let's put it this way. But hey, it's not impossible. It's just, makes me wonder. All right, let's see what does these guys say. I'm going to go to the next one because I would like to know where they were launched from and what targets they hit. So Russia launched 300 drones and 30 missiles in Ukraine overnight, Zelenskyy says. All right, including Donetsk, Kirovohrad, Dnipropetrovsk, Sumy, Kherson, Volyn, Zaporozhye, Mykolaiv, Odessa. So these are the oblast the Russians attacked, and I'm going to show you where they are. So they said Sumy, then they did Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, then you go to Odessa here, Khmelnytsk, I think it was, Kirovohrad, wasn't it? And then, wait, what else was there? Which one was it? Right, Volyn, Mykolaiv, Zhytomyr. So I know Volyn is in this area right here, if I remember correctly. Right, Mykolaiv in down here. Right, Zhytomyr by Kiev. So almost everywhere in the area. What can I tell you? Let's see where they launched these things from. In Sumy, Russia invaders damage, added, combined, nothing there. Next. Ukrinform wants something. Dear, okay, let's continue. You want to be advertised? I don't want to be advertised. All right, let's go. So what do we have here? According to Ukrinform, Ukraine's air defense downs 180, and the same information, but let's see where they launched from. Right here, they tell us that the Shahed drones were launched from Bryansk, Kursk, Oriol, Milerovo, Shatalovo, and Primorsko-Akhtarsk. So the drones were launched from Shatalovo here, Bryansk, Oriol, Kursk. So from the north, northeast, and Shatalovo over there. Then you got east in Milerovo, the usual suspects right here. This is Milerovo right there. And then we have Primorsko-Akhtarsk, which is across from the Sea of Azov right here. This is Primorsko-Akhtarsk. So these are where the drones were launched. Basically north, northeast, east, southeast, if you want, south. Let's see where these guys launched the missiles from Voronezh, Kursk, and Rostov. Crimea, Milerovo, and Saratov. So the Russians launched their missiles from Voronezh, Kursk, and Rostov. So Voronezh right here, Kursk here, and Rostov is down here. Then they also said occupied Crimea area, and then they said Saratov, which is far east by the Volga river, and that is the Engels 2 airbase. Let's go to the next one. Next topic is, I think, a confirmation of a declaration of war of Australia against the Russian Federation. At least in any normal circumstance except this one, if you help my enemy to shoot and kill my family and supporters, you are at war with me, definitely. Everywhere but here. We're not involved, says Australia. And then when Australia will be smacked later by China, okay, and they will ask for the American help, because Australia, let's be honest, what are they going to say? We didn't do anything, we've been attacked. They are the aggressors. Remember? And I mentioned China. I didn't mention Russia. Reuters, Australia delivers Abrams tanks to Ukraine. They said these are old tanks that will do nothing. But anyway, will be target practice, I guess. The Australian government announced on Saturday 19 that it has delivered M1A1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine as part of a support package. Was $245 million Australian dollars, which is $60 US to assist the country in defending itself against Russia. It doesn't matter if you help them, you are Russia's enemy right now. So let's see, they say. Australia, how many? Australia's Defense Minister Richard Marles said Ukraine has received most of the 49 tanks pledged by Australia, and the remainder will be will be delivered in the coming months. So what's going on? This is a racket. The Australians give their old tanks that they will not use, and then they will purchase with the Australian taxpayers' money and with the banks, obviously, the American newer version. That's it. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been taught that it is offensive or insulting to give something, an object, to someone else that you deem unfit for you. So that means these glasses suck. Do you want them? No, I think that's insulting. What makes you think that if these glasses did not pass your preference, your standards, they would pass yours? Unless I think you are an inferior individual and you would, I don't know, like what I don't like. They don't fit me, but they will fit you. So that's why when I see these guys giving the Ukrainians old Abrams tanks, not only they endanger the Ukrainians' lives. I don't want my son to jump in that Abrams tank and be shot dead by the, I don't know, $200 Russian drone just because he's a ugly, stupid, old tank. That's a crime, I think. You know those tanks are not ready. If you tell me, oh, the situation is desperate and you give everything you need, well, why don't you send your son to be the crew of that Abrams M1A1? You send your son and see how you would feel. I guarantee you would not send your son to go to be the crew in an Australian, US-made Abrams M1A1 tank, because you damn right know that is a almost Second World War level tank. I'm exaggerating, but you got the hint. And we got this article from New Voice of Ukraine. Australia delivers M1A1 Abrams tanks to Ukraine. You want to know how old these things are? Like, they were designed in 59 or 62 or something like that. Oh, yeah, with all the upgrades and all that. Russians occupy another settlement in Sumy Oblast. So the Russians are advancing. Where exactly? DeepState is a Ukrainian group of military analysts, so it's not a Russian one, reported on the night of 18th to 19th of July that Russian forces have occupied the village of Yablunivka in Sumy Oblast. All right, in addition, the information about the occupation of Yablunivka, DeepState reported Russians had advanced near Yunakivka in Sumy Oblast, Katnie and Romanivka in Kharkiv Oblast, and Toretsk in Donetsk Oblast. So these guys are advancing in Sumy, in Kharkiv, and in Donetsk. But let's see where Yablunivka is. This is it. This is the big settlement right there. As I always say, 3 chicken, 5 cows, 1 horse, and 50,000 rats. This is it. And where is this located? I will show you in between the border. This is the border with Russia here. Remember, this little town of Bethlehem is here. So this is the border. And then the Sumy city is right here. So Sumy city is right here. Then the other thing is, where the hell I lost the baboons? Right there. Right there. And on the big scheme of things, I will show you a better map. Right here. Remember, it's in Sumy Oblast. This is the city of Sumy. And this little town of Bethlehem is in this area right here. So the Russians advance towards Sumy to create this, not only there, here too, and here too, to create a buffer zone, but it's a long way, including here, to the top if you want to rock and roll, because these guys are talking about 100 miles in Ukraine. That is a long way. So I'm guessing about this way, but I think the Russians will go and take exactly from here to here. all that. All this will be Russian or under Russian control. The port of Odessa and Mykolaiv and all this Chornoarmeysk, Chornochukornysk, Chornomorsk right here, this will be controlled by the Russians. I guarantee you that. This will never be controlled by what they call Ukraine. All right, next one. Poland scrambles fighter jets amid a large-scale Russian attack on Ukraine. I'm waiting for these guys to shoot inside Russia. Inside Ukraine. So remember, this is the map of Ukraine. Poland is right here. And the Poles, I would say, they not only talk to some Poles and they tell you they probably deserve all that out of Ukraine, including probably half of Romania and, I don't know, 2/3 of Russia and 1/3 of the globe, or whatever. Anyway, so they say, well, because the Russians are launching missiles and drones right here, some of them might come over, we're going to defend our territory. That's perfectly valid. It's excellent. You defend your territory. The problem is these guys thought that they will shoot inside the incoming missiles. So let's say the missile comes from here, from Kursk, and comes around here area. These guys say, oh, it's coming our way. And they will shoot inside over the Ukrainian territory and actively participating to the war on the behalf of the globalists. So that, and destroy it here, which Russia says, if you're going to do that, we are going to hit your airplanes and your air defense systems, whatever you used to shoot inside it, and you are going to be attacked by our missiles. So that's why I'm looking at these guys to make that move at the order of the globalists. The Polish Minister of Defense has reported that it scrambled aircraft in response to a combined Russian attack on Ukraine. How many did you do? They don't tell us. And again, a week ago, Poland also scrambled fighter jets amid a large-scale Russian missile attack on Ukraine. Excellent. Do that each and every time. Get ready. Let's see how soon and why the first German-funded Patriot for Ukraine will be ready in 6 months, Bild reports. This is again from today, 19th of July, 2025. So, within 6 months, a Patriot air defense system that Germany one air defense system that Germany plans to pay for and deliver to Ukraine is being finalized and will be ready to no sooner, that could be more than 6 months. According to the Bild, the Patriot in question was originally destined for Switzerland, but Ukraine will receive it first, having been given priority. Germany will cover the cost. Germany being the Deutsche Volk. The German people will pay. And since they are not having money, they will borrow. Your government will borrow in your children's name. And your children will pay for that with interest. Got it? You like the deal? For what exactly? For the Ukrainians. You know what that is? Ukrainians? No. That's not a pair of jeans. No, that's not shoes. No, that's some people, okay, with a country. Oh, no, Zelenskyy. No. Zelensky's from, I don't know where he's from. Kazar, whatever these guys call him. I don't care. But no, Zelenskyy. No, Shmihal either. Shmihal now from the prime minister, he became the defense minister. It's like I want the neighbor to be the defense minister of my family. Good job, Ukrainians. Good job. So you need at least 6 months to do what exactly? Pick it up and drop it there? There's a war. Why aren't you in a hurry, homie? They hope, the Germans are hoping the war ends. That's what I think they do. Some of them really want to get Germany into a path of destruction against the Russians. They really want. Let's send the Taurus missiles. And the Russians says, okay, we want to attack you. Attack us and destroy us because they are ready. You know who they are. Why? You dare to raise your hand and smack us? Second more, what, are you crazy? He gave us a scare, but eventually we fucked you up. Why? We have our people and our money. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.